Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got videos today from Manosphere. Always shout outs to Manosphere. He's like an older brother to me.
I cut off men as soon as they do something that's wrong.
We always take payment beforehand.
Because they're usually pretty misogynistic.
So you're a prostitute, because I believe that's what prostitutes do.
And just like super just red pill. So about a month ago, I've mentioned before that I started a nightlife job where most of my job is just entertaining men, basically. I don't like men under 40 because they all think that they're the prize. I am fully aware that I am an incredibly jaded person. You never give them a chance if you feel like you're giving them a chance. I'm still selective with who I choose to do that with, and he was not really a person that I would do that with, but sometimes there's a price for everything. I'm never gonna encourage people to do sex work.
Okay, so
Sure you're
he
not.
said 2K.
She said he sent me 2K. Just so you understand, guys, this is just so she goes out on a date. I've seen so many of her videos. That's what she charges before going on a date.
That's
now I don't know
crazy.
what's happening on that date.
Who the hell's paying 2K? Stop it, man. Stop
I
it.
don't really care. But how are men sending her 2K for that?
That's crazy.
It's
Why is it that in the last month, now that I have
She's mid. Maybe slightly below mid.
fully unleashed my crazy on these men that I'm dating, I've been getting what I want.
because men nowadays are very weak and very feminine. And they're simps.
And I've been getting paid.
I'm seeking a provider, and that provider is seeking someone to provide for. So I found someone.
He knows that in order to see me and spend time with me, then he needs to pay up. Being on something like Seeking Arrangements is not any different than being on Hinge or Tinder or Bumble. It's just
Or OF. Or being a prostitute.
Yes, ma'am, but those guys pay you to be around you, so it's like prostitution.
just that I know that I'm not going to be hanging out with any men for $0.
Okay, now that we have a man and we have self-worth and shit.
I'm legitimately so fucking pissed off about this story. I need to blab about it on the internet because I've already vented to my friends and I've already talked to ChatGPT, and bitch, I don't feel better.
So I got in a really bad fight with my dude yesterday. I just broke up with him.
I hate that chopped man epidemic girl for thinking of that idea before me.
What's that called when you lose interest in men, but like you're not a lesbian either?
Menopause.
This guy asked me what 10 things I hate about him are. So I replied with, I don't care about you enough to hate anything about you.
I've just recently been diagnosed with being a bad bitch, and I just thought I would share this.
Women have made millions off the OF. Listen, you're cute.
Well, thank you.
The people you'd be competing against,
You're hot.
her.
Yeah.
Yes. He paid for your tummy and arm tuck. It was over $15,000, and then you broke up with him a month after the surgery.
Yeah, from the outside looking in, the timing on that is pretty awful.
At least give him a few months after the surgery he pays for.
I've got this nasty little
Don't be paying for women's surgeries. Stop it.
habit of catching feelings for potential. And then I have the audacity to get hurt when they don't act the way I expect them to act.
Yeah, all the women want Chad to change for them. Ma'am, why would you want to be in a relationship with a guy when you know that how he acts or how he talks, you don't like? You have to change him to be the way that you like.
It's the same thing for us men. Stop trying to change these women. If they're for the streets, they're for the streets. Look for women that aren't in the streets.
Why? Why get in a relationship with a guy like that?
So I'm trying to do this thing where I feel my feelings instead of avoiding them, which means I'm sat in my car crying, waiting to go into work.
Okay, ma'am, and how does that help you? How does that help you in dating? How does that help you to find a good guy? How?
I'm okay. I am okay.
Does anyone else feel kind of lost right now, or is it just me?
Just you.
Yeah, I feel lost each time I have to react to videos like this, ma'am.
Me and Manosphere chat about it all the time, like how our brains are just rotting for the amount of videos that me and him both do.
I feel your pain.
Like, I know things have changed massively in my life, like my daughter doesn't live with me anymore and things like that, but I feel like I should not make videos when I'm hormonal, but I kind of feel like I don't actually.
Yes, it's such a trend for women to make videos with sad background songs talking about dating and how it sucks, or how that guy ghosted her, or something like that. Of course.
Belong anywhere. Well, I'm not. I don't know where I fit, and normally I'm okay with this stuff. But it is pretty lonely sometimes, right? It is lonely to feel like you don't actually belong.
Okay, ma'am, I get it. But how does crying on TikTok help you feel not lost? Help you feel not alone? Oh, because people comment and give you attention. Okay, I got it.
Anywhere. And you're just kind of in this weird limbo. You've got to ignore me. I'm really fucking hormonal.
Hi, this is going to be easier to address with a video because it's a very
Right, it's not your life choices that are making you sad or anything, it's hormones.
long thread on that prior one. So a lot of your comments have been blaming women if they choose to get into relationships with men and saying at that point anything that happens to them is their fault.
Yes, ma'am. Before getting in a relationship with a man, it's your duty, because you're the weaker sex, you have to protect yourself. It's your duty to see the red flags. It's your duty to protect yourself.
Like Undercover Brother said, it's your duty to protect that booty.
To see if that guy is lying or not. If that's his true personality or if he's hiding his personality. It's on you, ma'am.
It is.
Because you're the weaker sex, because you can get hurt. If I want to go and swim in a lake or the ocean, isn't it my duty to know if there are sharks in those waters, if there are alligators in those waters? Because I'm the one that is going to suffer. No, if I take a bath in a lake full of alligators and I get my hand ripped off, it's the alligator's fault. It's
Damn
not my fault
alligators.
because I didn't see the
Damn sharks.
signs, the big signs that said alligators. No, because I was in love, because he had charisma, because he was charming. From the start, guys, talking to a woman like this, you know she has nothing up here, nothing.
No
nothing.
accountability.
For continuing to go back to men, and I wholeheartedly disagree. This is a very dangerous mentality.
Of course, for low IQ people that can't discern anything, that don't know how to spot the red flags, that don't know if somebody's lying or not, of course, you're at a disadvantage, of course, and you're not going to say I'm correct because I'm smart and I know how to do those things. Of course, you're going to say you're the victim because you're stupid. Of course.
Women should not take accountability for other people's actions like that. If I get into a relationship with a man and have a bad experience because of him, because of something he has done, something that is wrong with him.
Ma'am, you chose that man to be in a relationship with him. You chose to be with him. Nobody forced you.
Him or pain that he has inflicted on me, that is not my fault.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I'm going to soften this up a little bit. It's your fault, but yes, it is the man's fault too. I will agree with her that it's both people's fault. If he did hurt your feelings or whatever, sure, it's somewhat his fault, but you chose this man.
Dated crazy women. I chose to be with them, even though we had nothing in common, just because they were hot. It's my fault. I suffered because of my own stupidity.
Agreed. As we always hold men accountable. When you pick women, single mothers and certain women, we just tell you, do better.
1-900-9099-CRY.
I'd be lying if I said I'd never had an insecure thought about being single. It can just pose the question, why haven't I got to a point where I've met someone, we both really like each other, and then it's progressed to a relationship? And I do think...
Because you don't know how to pick a good man, because you go after the bad boys that have lots of options, and then you're amazed when that guy treats you wrong, or cheats on you, or ghosts you.
It can be hard to not then go, oh, it's because of how I look. You know, people aren't attracted to me because, you know, lots of other people seem to be able to get him.
People are attracted to a lot of women. Most men are attracted to most women. It's your attitude and what you do in the relationship that's the problem.
It's not your looks, ma'am. You can always find a man. Always. But the men that want you, you don't want them. You put them in your friend zone. Yep. That's the problem, ma'am. And you go after Chad.
So what's different from them with me? Or maybe you can think, oh, but I feel like I'm funny or I'm good to be around, and you know, I've got lots of friends, but why has it not gone to romantic? And I guess then you think, oh, well, it must be the attraction piece, which I don't know.
What possible argument could a woman have towards asking you to get a paternity test other than it makes her feel bad? Give me a single argument other than...
There is none. There is none. It just makes her feel a certain way.
Because it makes me feel bad. I want to hear it.
But why would you want to make her feel bad?
So that's I feel bad?
If you're worried that she'd be cheating on you, why would you?
Okay, then when you go out with your girlfriends and your boyfriend says, why are you going out with your girlfriends? He feels bad. Why are you making him feel bad?
Right?
Don't you care about him?
Same argument.
You don't care then. But if we say something important that can change your life, like a paternity test, where if you did nothing wrong, everything's okay, then you get upset. Can you see the double standards, guys?
So that's I feel bad? It's really. I feel bad?
Saying clearly we don't have a strong foundation. Sorry.
That's I feel bad.
Controversial statement. I don't think Chris Hemsworth, Liam Hemsworth, or Ryan Gosling are attractive.
Ryan Gosling being attractive is Hollywood propaganda.
Have you ever heard women say Ryan Gosling is mid? The problem is if I were to take 1 million dating profiles, just profiles of men, whatever, they don't have to be dating profiles, and I were to stratify where Ryan Gosling fits, he's going to fit in the top 1%.
Okay, guys, so I wanted to show you this video and show you this graph. So women actually are deluded in thinking that the majority of men are not attractive. How many videos have you seen on my channel of women saying that, oh, there are so many beautiful women out there, but there are no attractive men? Look at this graph. This graph is on a bell curve. This is how you measure almost everything. So you have the averages on the middle and the extremes at the end. Pretty much everything you want to measure, this is how it should be. IQ, height, everything, weight, everything. Just look at how women rate men. It's not on the bell curve. It's on the extremes. It's high at the low end and low at the high end. So it just shows that women...
Yeah, 0 men are most attractive.
...have a deluded sense of what they consider attractive. What men they consider attractive. It's not us. There are so many women out there saying that, oh, well, men are deluded right now because they see Instagram photos of some models and they think all women should look like that. It's not us that rate women like this. We rate them normally on the bell curve.
True.
It's the women that rate men like this.
Would you object to your boyfriend going to the strip club?
Yes.
Why don't you trust him?
Because, like, you go to
That's
the
kind
strip
of
club
insecure.
to see naked women.
That's kind of insecure, though.
Control. Yeah.
That's really controlling that you wouldn't let your boyfriend go
and
to
you're
the strip
tipping
club.
other women. Like, tip me. Like, I'll strip for you, but like...
Oh, but it's a boys' night out. Like, he wants to hang out with his boys. Like, have fun, blow off some steam.
No.
Some of you might object.
It's just because she feels a certain way.
Yep.
Exactly like the paternity test. She feels a certain way. We can't do anything that makes them feel bad. But they can say or do whatever they want because they're strong, independent women. And if we say anything, we're insecure, misogynistic, incel men. Of course.
The feminine urge to develop a full-blown fantasy relationship and emotional attachment to a man based on 1% of real interactions and 99% delusions is so real for me, so real. I had a crush on...
So real for so many women. So many women I see on videos are so delusional.
On this one guy for like 2
Illusionaires.
years. Like, I have this full-blown fantasy delusional type of relationship with him in my head. He flirted with me once. It was very clear flirtation, and I really thought he was going to ask me out, but he did not. It's not like he just doesn't like me. Like, he's completely indifferent to me. Like, indifference just really means they do not care at all. Like, it could not be more clear that he...
And the less you care, the more they care.
Yep.
He is not interested, but that just doesn't stop my delusions. Like, at this point,
Of course, ma'am, because it's related to psychology. You want what you can't have. You see that guy doesn't care at all about you. You want him even more.
he's just like a channel for my romantic energy because I don't like anybody else. I don't know who needs to hear this today, but leave that nonchalant, bare minimum ass man the fuck alone, okay?
We just showed you that being nonchalant and not caring makes them care even more, makes them crazy, makes them think, why doesn't he care about me? Why doesn't he write me? Why doesn't he pay attention to me?
I think being indifference to women is probably the best course of action for a lot of us men right now, right? Because yes, we may want to date or whatever it is, but if we show women how we actually somewhat care, I know we do, but we also got to, hide it because it doesn't do you any good. It doesn't do you any good as a man. Just be more stoic. Move on. Yeah, admire women here and there, but ignore them majority of the time.
Because women are surrounded by simps. Each time they post a photo, they get hundreds of comments, they get hundreds of DMs. So the guy that is actually decent looking, attractive, and she wants something with him, and he is nonchalant. He doesn't care. He just flirts a bit and then leaves. He doesn't text her for 3 days, for 5 days. That's when they go crazy.
Say it again, leave him the fuck alone. There is a man that's...
Of course, if she doesn't like you, she won't care if you're nonchalant. She won't.
True.
literally waiting for his position. There is a man that will be so obsessed with you that...
Okay, ma'am, then why aren't you dating guys from your friend zone? Because you know those guys will treat you so right, will do everything for you. How much do you want to bet, guys? She has at least 2-3 guys in her friend zone.
Probably more than that.
That would do anything for her. But she doesn't want those guys. She wants the bad boy that is nonchalant. That's how she knows about guys being nonchalant. Because she went through that.
Not a second will go by that you're thinking like, oh, I wonder how this man feels about me. If you're ever sitting there wondering how somebody feels about you, you need to leave that person alone. That should not be something that you have to question when you're with somebody that truly values you and wants to make sure that you're aware. I feel like we have made it so normalized to like be nonchalant. It's like a competition of who can care less. I want the man
It kinda is.
that cares the most about me.
Okay, ma'am, so how
Lies.
come you're still single? I've seen your TikToks before, you're single. Don't tell me that you don't have any guy friends in your friend zone that would do everything for you. Oh, you don't like those guys. They're too nice. They're too short. They're too fat. They're too ugly. Of course, ma'am, you want the Chads, the top 1%, to only care about you, to not be nonchalant, to never cheat. That's what you want. You want to transform Chad into a simp, and you don't even realize
We talk about this all the time.
if you were to succeed in turning him into a simp, you would lose attraction for him.
I'm sure it's happened so often nowadays where men get the woman, they're the type of man she wants, and then he just caters to her in every single moment, and she just loses all interest on him.
They don't understand psychology. This is why I tell you guys, never listen to what women say. They don't know what they're talking about.
Why is it that we're supposed to accept masculine black women when they would never accept feminine black men? They never would. So
Yeah,
why
true.
the hell should I accept a woman that behaves like a man when she would never accept me for behaving like a woman? And this is the
True.
insane double standard where they'll sit there and say, you need to accept me the way that I come, but women never accept us the way that we come. We have to self-improve.
True.
Why don't they?
We always have to improve how we talk, how we dress, game, everything. Everything about us we have to improve in order to get a woman. But they expect us to take them exactly how they are.
They have to self-improve. So when they say dumb shit like that, saying, oh, you can't handle a black woman, or why don't you date them? What that really means is, why are you not dealing with the stereotypical, loud, obnoxious, crass, rude black woman? And I'm saying no, because I don't want to date myself.
Right, women are completely fucked. And that's my honest opinion in today's society. Because of feminism and all this toxic masculinity stuff, it means that women are put in this position where we all want to be independent. We want to thrive on our own. We want to be financially independent. We want to have the mentality of we don't need a man. And they all sit together and they talk about how much they dislike men and
True.
don't need men. But at the same time, in all honesty, we do need men. Like, the world would not continue without men. So we've got to understand, sort of, we can't all be independent. And there's so many studies on, you find these really rich, independent women who are seriously wealthy. And their
they're
whole
alone.
attitude is, I don't want a man. I don't need a man. So why would I have a man? But there are certain things in life that you need a man for, you know?
And even if those hyper-independent, hyper-successful women don't actually need a man or want a man ever, those are the 1% of women. Most women need a man. They actually need a man.
Agreed. I mean, we can tell most women are not going to be able to support themselves or take care of themselves for long periods of time. This is why so many women are struggling that are in their 50s right now to pay their own bills.
And then men just think that all women, all they want is money and gold diggers. But half of them don't even have the gold. They don't have the money. They want a housewife, like a quiet housewife, but then they don't have a house and then they feel inferior. And it's just all fucked up.
As I've gotten older and started dating people in older brackets, I've begun to bring up the topic of having children earlier and earlier on dates. Because personally, I don't think I want children. Parenting lifestyle does not appeal to me. And
I agree with this. If you don't want children, you should tell the guy up front, because most guys want children.
I don't want to waste anybody's time who does. But I'm struggling to get anywhere with dating because it seems like every guy I run into wants children.
Yeah.
And I always ask them, why?
Shocker.
And I have yet to be given a single convincing reason to change my mind.
We're not trying to change your mind. We know you're probably going to be a horrible mother. So stick your course. We're going to go find a good mother to get impregnated.
Because they want a family, ma'am. That's the simplest argument. Men have evolved to spread their seed. If they find somebody they truly like, and want to start a family and want to be monogamous, they're just going to spread their seed with that woman, ma'am. It's evolutionary biology.
One of the most common ones I hear is they want to pass down their legacy.
Yeah, I don't agree with this. To me, this just sounds narcissistic. It's all about you. You want this, you want that.
I'm gonna disagree with you a little bit, Manosphere. I don't think that wanting to pass down your legacy is a narcissistic thing. It's a family thing, right? You are the last carrier of your family. You want to propagate your family forward. It's kind of a pressure on you. I don't think it's a narcissistic thing. It could be. I'm not saying it can't be, but I don't think most men are thinking of it from a narcissistic lens. I think they're thinking of it from a long-term, oh, my family has generations have gone through everything. Why is it going to end with me? I think that's a thought process for a lot of men too.
I don't believe in that. I don't believe that everybody should be parents, because
That
most
I agree
people
with.
don't know how to be parents.
I agree 100% with Manosphere. Not everybody deserves to be parents, but if you want to be parents, you want to have kids, you work at it. You work towards it.
To carry on their family name. Like, what in the Game of Thrones, what superior genes do you think you have?
We have actually quite superior genes. For us to be alive now, we've conquered so many different other genes that have died off. We are the ones that are still alive.
I'm going to birth you the next secretariat. Another one is, well, I've always wanted to be a dad. I want to throw the old pigskin around, go to their first recital, and watch them grow up. Key word there, though, is watch. They want to participate in parenthood when it's convenient for them, because guess who it's going to fall on every other time? They never talk about the actual raising and parenting of their child. Like, that's a human being. It is your job to teach them to be an emotionally healthy, capable adult.
It's clear she wants to raise her son to be a simp. Emotionally stable. Okay.
If you feel like boys only want to sleep with you and they don't want to date you, this is something that I get asked probably every single day. So this is my advice on how to be someone that they want to date and not sleep with.
First of all, find men that are on your level. Because if you go after chads that have lots of options, he will just sleep with you. So maybe that's not your level, ma'am.
Most men's first and true intention is only physical. And if you are not aware of that, then you need to become aware of that, because once you are aware of that, everything can sort of play out differently than if you were to think that every guy's first and only intention with you is to date you straight off the bat. So when a new guy starts talking to you, you need to have that mindset of, okay, I know what he wants and it's physical, and I'm not going to give him that physical satisfaction. He has to work for it.
No, what she said isn't wrong, but it's when you change up. Like when you were younger, you just gave it to everybody, then all of a sudden now you want to protect yourself and protect yourself physically, and you don't want to deal with it. Like, men are just going to feel like they got cheated, they got worked, they feel like a sucker at that point. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys next time.